Have you ever felt that feeling of sitting down to create and nothing comes to mind? How many times have you found yourself stuck in this situation, wanting to give up, thinking you're not creative enough to be a professional? The infamous creative block is a nightmare for any artist. Rest assured, every artist, or at least most, has gone through it. And the first thing you need to understand is this. Creative block is not a sign of failure. It's a signal that your mind is asking for a reset. Today, I'll share 5 proven tricks to break out of this stagnation and get back to creating with full force. These are strategies you can start using right now. So, grab your sketchbook, your iPad, or whatever you use to create, and let's untie those knots in your mind. By the way, if you're tired of drawing and feeling like nothing is improving, pay attention. Mark Brunet's Art School for Digital Artists was what pulled my drawings out of stagnation and gave me an insane boost. It's like going through an art school, but for a fraction of the price and only with what really matters: perspective, anatomy, color, composition, and much more, all explained step by step, from beginner to advanced. It is, by far, the best and most complete art course on the market. Don't waste time stuck at the same level. The link's in the description. Check it out now. Let's get back to the video. Break the routine. You know that habit of creating at the same time in the same place with the same references? It might be comfortable, but sometimes it's precisely this that limits your creativity. The brain is a habit-forming machine, and when everything becomes routine, it starts conserving energy by repeating familiar patterns. And guess what? Creativity ends up being sidelined. Here's an idea. Change your surroundings. If you always draw in your room, try going to a park, a coffee shop, or even a different corner of your house. Did you know that your environment can directly influence how your brain processes ideas? In a new space, your brain has to pay attention to different details, and this might be the spark you need for that brilliant idea. Besides, changing your creative routine can be as simple as switching the playlist you usually listen to while drawing or changing the time of day when you create. Try it out and see what happens. The 10-minute technique. Have you heard of the 10-minute technique? Here's how it works. You commit to working on your project for just 10 minutes. That's it. If after this time you still don't feel like continuing, that's okay. You can stop. But the secret is that most of the time, you'll end up engaged and extend your creative time. The reason it works is simple. Creative block is often not a lack of ideas, but an initial resistance to starting. That feeling of needing to be inspired to create. But inspiration is like a muscle that strengthens with movement. And with the 10 minutes, you overcome that initial resistance and make room for ideas to flow naturally. It could be a quick sketch, a few loose lines, or even trying out a new brush on your illustration software. It doesn't matter what it is, the important thing is to start. Do something completely different. Sometimes, trying to solve the block with the same type of creation only increases frustration. That's where the third trick comes in. Do something completely different. If you usually draw characters, try creating landscapes for a day. If you're focused on digital painting, grab a pencil and draw on paper. Or better yet, step away from drawing for a bit and try another creative activity, like writing a short story, playing an instrument, or even cooking something new. This change in focus might seem like a waste of time at first glance, but in reality, it helps stimulate different areas of your brain and renew your neural connections. It's like by switching activities, you're giving a break to the brain's automatic mode, and when you return to drawing, you have a fresh perspective. Studies show that varied activities can increase overall creativity by up to 60%. So take this opportunity to experiment and discover new horizons. The power of limitations. It might seem strange, but creating limitations can be one of the most powerful ways to unlock creativity. When you impose restrictions, like using only 2 colors, drawing a specific theme, or creating an illustration in just 15 minutes, you force your mind to find solutions within these boundaries. It's like the limitations give your brain a nudge to think outside the box. Many people think creativity is about having an unlimited field of possibilities, but in practice, this can be paralyzing. When everything is possible, it's hard to choose a path to follow. But when you set rules like, today I'll only draw using shades of blue, or I'll create a character with only one leg, your brain starts thinking of ways to overcome these challenges, and that's when the most creative ideas come. If you want to try it, here's a challenge. Grab a paper or open your drawing program and choose 3 random words. It could be dragon, ice cream, and nighttime. Now create something that combines these 3 ideas. It might seem like a silly exercise, but it will help you think outside the box and you might be surprised by what you come up with. Back to basics. Now, the last trick is one that many artists forget but might be the most powerful of all. Return to the basics. Yes, amidst the complexity of modern life, sometimes the best solution is to go back to the most straightforward, direct techniques. Remember those exercises of drawing circles and lines that you used to do when you started learning? Or those observational sketches that seemed boring at the time? They might be the key to unlocking your mind. Going back to basics has an almost meditative effect. It removes the pressure of creating something grand and helps you focus on simple forms and the joy of making marks on paper or screen. And often, by letting go of the pressure to create something perfect, you find creative freedom again. Think of it as a reset for your brain. And as a bonus, you also improve fundamental skills that are the foundation for any more complex art you might want to create later. Remember that creative block is not the end. It's just a phase. And like any phase, it will pass. The secret is not to give up and to keep an open mind to new ways of facing challenges. So take a deep breath, follow these tips, and get back to creating with all your energy. If this video helped you, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next ones. Thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to check the description. There are several important links that can help you even more. See you in the next video.